This video, we are going to talk about why you do not need white watercolor paint. So, watercolors, if you didn't already know, is that you work light to dark and you use the white of the paper for your whites. You can use white watercolors. I personally prefer white gouache because it is opaque. Watercolor is transparent. So today's painting is gonna be featuring this brush, which is my 1/4-inch dagger. It is a nice little brush. It comes to a fine point and it's kind of wide so I can get some wide areas. So I got 2 water cups, clean water, and then rinsing my dirty brush. So I am looking at, there's a lot of shadow. So she's a very light colored cow. So I'm gonna take some cerulean, some raw sienna. So I'm just gonna start with some of the shadows that she has. So her face is white and she's kind of like a white and cream color. So work light to dark because it's always easier to make everything darker. Be a little hard to see. Rinse my brush in the dirty water. Bring it up close for you. There she is. Drying, I'm gonna mix up some other colors. So I'm gonna get my naphtha red. I wanna make like a pink color because the inside of her ears are pink. Some clear water in there, clean water. The more water you add, the lighter the color will be. So there is no reason to have white. I find if I did mix my watercolors with a white, it kind of makes the color look chalky. Like, it looks like fake. I mean, I really enjoy the look of true transparent colors where the you just use the white of the paper. I want to have my yellow ochre because she's kind of like a cream color. Get a lot of water in there because I can always work it a little bit darker later. There we go. Nice golden color. This is almost dry. It's a little damp in some areas, but I'm just gonna start with her ears. So get some of this really light color. So a little bit of pigment and a lot of water makes it a very light color. And you can do that with like your darkest colors, of course. You make it nice and light. So the sun is coming from the back side of his ear, so it's kind of backlit. So it's gonna be a little more pink appearing than the other ear, which will be in shadow. And so that's a lot of water in there. So I'll take a little bit longer for it to dry, or I can lift some of the paint out with my brush, which I just did. Rinse it out. Looking at my paper, the ears are pretty wet. So what's not touching the pink ears? I would say those are the horns. So I'm just going to grab some of that paint I just mixed and carefully lay it in with my dagger brush. This brush is nice and long. Comes to a nice fine point. So it's perfect for this. Rinse my brush, get the excess water off, and I'm just gonna run it along this edge here to kind of soften the line where it meets the hair, which is this beautiful golden color. And I'm just going to kind of let it blend together on the paper. And later I can go through and darken up these colors where it's in the shadow. Okay, and next I'm going to use the pink that I used for her ears for her little pink nose. Okay, so now I need to let that guy dry. In the meantime, I'm going to draw her full body here. So that's going to dry, and I'm just going to sketch out her full body just for fun. Okay, so this one, we're just gonna play around with some light and darks. So I'm gonna mix some more of that. Oh, that's kind of green. So, rinse my brush, or just lift it out. You know what? Change my mind. And it's okay to change your mind. So I'm going to grab my Lunar Black, which is a nice granulating paint, and just plop it in this purple area. Let's do just the burnt umber. Okay. Just looking at where the shadows are for this one. What I think that makes really good painting is having a very obvious light source. It's coming from that way. I like this color so much, I'm going to add it to this painting along her horns. I kind of like that more. Gonna add some more of that back here. There we go. So I'm gonna build up more of a color. Let's do alizarin crimson, burnt sienna, work on her nose. It's still wet, so it's going to be like a wet into wet technique. This area is dry, so wet into dry technique. All right. Sometimes the best thing for a watercolor painting is to just let it sit and dry and don't touch it, because that's when you can overwork it. So I'm just gonna let this sit and dry, and I will come back once it's all dry and ready to be worked on more. Completely dry and ready to be painted on more. So I'm still using my dagger brush. We are going to do some negative painting. So negative painting is nothing bad. It just means you are painting the background. I want something a little bit more mellow, so I'm going to use my yellow ochre with my ultramarine blue. And so she's really light colored. So in order to keep her light colored and make her pop out of the painting more, is to paint the background dark behind her. Okay, so this one over here, while that one dries, let's do one of our pre-made greens. We'll do this green. I had some of my lunar black, so the same black we added with the purple and some brown on that side. So this is bright and that's more muted in color. I'm gonna rinse my brush, get the excess water off. I'm gonna go back over here, grab some of this really dark. So this was my alizarin crimson and some burnt sienna. Build up these shadows. And that is how you can use the white of your paper and water so that you do not need white paint for your watercolors. Just a fun little painting, a cute little longhorn. Moo, moo, moo. Always like, I'm done. No, I'm not. Just kidding. Okay. How cute is she? Well, thanks for watching. And if you liked what you saw in this video, please make sure to like this video and subscribe so that you find out when my other videos are available to watch. Happy painting, friend.